Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's Adam Ratliff with Adam So Fun, and we are back talking about Pro Stitcher Designer. Today we're going to be doing the backdrop tool, so we're going to talk a little bit about that, show you how to bring them in, how to audition your own designs using Pro Stitcher Designer, maybe for a quilt, some other ways that I use the backdrop tool, just a really quick tutorial of the backdrop tool itself. I am on a 2-week stint here in Dallas. We were in Celeste last week, and now we're in Plano this week, Mickey and I. And I've hit a wall. I have 2 more days. We're having a great time in our classes. I'm just so tired. So it is about 7 p.m. here in Dallas, and I'm about to go to bed. But I figured, I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to get this intro and outro done really quick. So we have a video for tomorrow. So without further ado, here is your Pro Stitcher Designer video of the backdrop tool. Remember, please like and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell icon so you're notified of new videos. Remember, you can follow me on social media, and that's Adam So Fun with an S-E-W on Instagram and Facebook. What else? We'll go jump in the video, and I will see you right back here when it's done. Alright, here we are, guys. We're back in Designer, and I am going to close this design screen. You can see that I have had one open. Today we're going to be talking about the backdrop tool. So here's my screen. I just opened it up, and you'll notice that when I'm under Tools, so you can see I'm on the Tools tab. Oops. Oh, just so you know, if you double-click the tabs, they disappear. I can still get to them when I click on them, but when I click down here into my workspace, they disappear. So this is a pro tip. If you are clicking things and you accidentally double-click, it will make those tabs disappear. So just double click on them again and it will set them back into place. This came up in the class the other day. So pro tip, but I'm in my Tools tab and I want to open a backdrop, and you can see I'm clicking away and I can't do anything. And it's because you need a workspace. You need something over here. You need a tab to actually put that backdrop into. So I'm going back to my Home tab, and I'm going to hit New, or I can hit Control-N, or all the different ways we can open a file or open a new screen. I'll zoom out. So now we're going back to my Tools tab, and I'm going to open a backdrop. So I'm going to click on Backdrop Tool. We have some options, and I will hit Load, and this is going to bring up your Images file, and it's on your C drive under Images. And these are all the images that are already there. So you can bring anything as a backdrop. What I like to do with the backdrop tool, let's open this. I can now use this as my guide. So this is one way I use the backdrop tool. One thing to note, look how big the backdrop is. So I can come over here to my backdrop tab, and this backdrop is 3 inches by 2 3/4 inches, really small. So let's say I want to make this 8. So it's going to be almost 8 by 8. I scaled it up 265%. I don't need to rotate it. And maybe I want to make it a little lighter, but let's make it bigger first. I'm going to hit Apply. Now I have my design. It's larger. If I need it a little lighter, I can adjust the darkness here, and now it's going to lighten it up. So one thing you can do with backdrops, in my previous house I had a backsplash and everyone's like, oh my gosh, that would make the best quilting design. So what I could do is I could take a picture of that backsplash, bring it in as a backdrop, and then use my tools. Maybe I'm going to use my arc, and I will just zoom in to this section, pick my arc tool, and like 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, and work my way around this design, creating, using it kind of as my guide. Now I'm going into the hole. You know what I mean? 2, 3, 2, 3. You have to remember that it works 2, 3, 2, 3, and I could basically kind of trace this flower. And there's my design. Now, do I need to go in and clean it up? Absolutely. Look at this. But really easy cleanup once you get used to the program and everything. So that's one way that we use the backdrop tool. Kind of gives us a guide. Let's see. I'm going to delete that. And if I have my let's undo that. So I have my backdrop. I can go to my View tab, and I can toggle that backdrop on and off. so I can actually see what's going on. Here's my backdrop here. I can turn it off. It's still there. It's still loaded. It's just toggling on and off, so I can kind of see what's going on. So keep that in mind. So there's that. Let's go Control New. I'm going to zoom out some. Going back, let's pick another backdrop. Another way we can use backdrop. I'm going to open this nursery rhyme quilt that I made. And it opened, let's go to my backdrop file, 6 by 5. I think this quilt is probably 46 by something. So one thing, we need to rotate it. So we want to rotate it 90 degrees. There's that. So we need this, let's say it's 58 tall. 43, apply, space bar, and now it looks right. But what if I want to audition a design for this? So I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to make this lighter. It doesn't need to be that dark. So there's my quilt top. Now I can come in and file. Actually, let's see. I think there's a spider web design somewhere. Web. Is that one word or two? I think it's one word. Look. It's updating. Let's give it a second to think. I have a lot of files. And it will, now remember, this is the catalog side of my program. No designs found. Let's see if I can check it. Uh-oh, I know it's not going to be that way. I thought there was a spider. Hey, there it is. It's spider and web. So, it wasn't under spider web, it's under spider and web. So I have 8. Remember, this find tool, this is Pro Stitcher Catalog. You have to have Pro Stitcher Catalog to be able to search like this. So this is a spider web ETE. I think this is what I'm going to do because I kind of want to use this design. We've been using this one in class, the students, and this is a triangle design under your PS designs. Oh, I wonder what this one is. That's just spider web. I know this is an edge to edge, so we'll just pull this one out. So I can drag and drop it. It shows me my design. This is 11 by 6. I can go up to 16 inches on my infinity in height. So I could make this, let's say 15 inches. I want to maintain this aspect ratio. I want to keep it proportional. And I'm going to drag back down because I need my apply button, which is always hiding. Let's hit OK. Okay, this is going to be so cool. I might be able to shrink it down. But now if I go over, one thing, I can center it. Gosh, this is only going to need 3 passes. This is going to be quilted in 15 minutes. Where am I going? I'm going to my tools. No, I'm going to my view tab. And there's a button that says interlocking. And it kind of shows an interlocking design around your center, but it's only going to show this like grid, 9 by or 3 by 3. If I want to change the color, I can come down here, and I have mine set where I right click, and it will change the color of the thread. Maybe I want to stitch this in orange, so you have to select it, and then I have to right click. So what you notice is that interlocking, it's always gray. So if I turn that off, the other thing I can do is go up to my tools, go to my repeats, select my design, repeat, and set it up. I want it to stitch point to point. Everything else looks good. I might shrink that gap a little bit. There we go. I mean, this is just a wall hanging for Halloween, so that's fine. And I'm going to make one more row. Oops, wrong way. Just so I know that it's bigger. Apply, okay. And now I can kind of see this. If I want to, I hit the Z button for zoom, and I'm just going to zoom in. And that would actually look pretty cool. It might be a little big. So these are ways that we can audition those designs on the quilt. And I don't know if you can really see that orange. So I will click, select everything, and turn it black. I feel like the black gets in the way of what we're looking at though. So let's change it to brown. There we go. But you know, these are right now glide colors. Maybe we'll do that in the next video. We'll talk about your thread color, and we'll do like maybe magic wand. But these are your actual thread colors, so you can get a thread color palette. Superior's not here yet. Brian, if you're watching, we want our thread colors. I'll send him a text later. But that's what we can do with the backdrop tool. We can bring in designs, audition our quilting designs for them, and see what it's going to look like before we actually go to the machine and quilt it. Some of our educators quilt for other people. They do this with every quilt. Snapshot, just take a photo with your phone, send it over to them, and I will post right here. I've taken a photo with my phone, and this is what that photo looked like. So you're able to audition designs for people that might be a little more selective. I don't want to say picky, but selective. Oh, this look really cool. We were talking about actually thread painting this a little bit with some metallic thread. Who knows what I'm going to do? I don't even have a long arm yet. I got to get it set up. But functions for the backdrop tool. This is one to audition designs. You can use the backdrop to help you create designs. So I'm going to open a new one. Let's pull up and load a new backdrop. And I don't know. I always use the snail. Let's use the snail. Again, maybe you like this shape of the shell, the shape that it makes. I can go to my arc tool, and I always use the arc tool, and that's just me. Doesn't mean you have to. And I'm counting in my head 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3. Sometimes bobbing your head makes it work a little better. But you have to remember 2, 3, or something will get a little funky. So now I have this cool little spiral design that I just used the backdrop to help me guide those lines. So again, a little bit on the backdrop tool, a few different uses. Make sure you're on Pro Stitcher Designer Facebook page. ProStitcher.com, the designer has a ton of education. There's probably videos that do this as well. But Kim is fantastic, and it's Handy Quilter. Remember, Handy Quilter is big on education. We're a great education company that also makes a great machine. So make sure you check out ProStitcher.com. They have their own videos. The education tab has like 45 videos. It might be 27 or so, but there's a lot. And each of those videos has a corresponding handout. So whatever she's doing on the video, you can kind of walk through and do it too. So I think people do not go to ProStitcher.com enough for that education. Kim put a lot of time into making those videos, so make sure you check them out. The other thing is to delete the backdrop. We want to come over to the backdrop tool and hit delete. This define scale, so define horizon will, if you take a picture and it's not quite level and you need to twist it a little bit, that's what define horizon will do. Define scale. Let me go back to my last page. And I'm just going to delete this design. So I have this quilt. If I know that from here to here is 45 inches, I can come to my, my backdrop tool, define scale. I'm going to drag and drop a line. So let's say I know this is 45 inches. It's going to say, hey, how big is this? And I can say 45 inches. Okay, and then it will increase the scale of that quilt by that design. So if you know your block is 12 inches, you can do the line and say 12 inches. If it's 6 inches, you just put in 6. But you can actually define your scale that way. Again, this quilt is kind of photoed at an angle, so if it was straight on, it would define a lot better. But that's how you use the define scale. I hope this helped you. I hope you play with the backdrop tool. It is a great tool, especially if you're using it as guides to help create your own designs or auditioning quilts or patterns, because we all want to see what that baby's going to look like at the end. So I'll see you back here in a second. All right, everyone, that was the backdrop tool in Pro Stitcher Designer. Like always, thank you for joining me. Remember, I'm going to do that giveaway next week when I'm home, so keep an eye out for that. I might do the video for it during the week just because I am going to get in on Sunday and then leave on the following Sunday. Oh, I also, oops, Ben's calling. I'm going to have to answer that in a second. But I'm also going to be doing, so the batting giveaway, oh, I get my long arm next week. We're going to go pick it up so I can set it up in the new house. So I'm super excited about that. And anything else? Oh, we're going to have training. So maybe if I get some time and some educators around, we'll do a video with a few educators and just maybe a chat, maybe a live. I don't know. We'll see. I know that Sunday everybody's kind of getting in at different times. So maybe on Sunday the 7th-ish, 8th-ish. I think it's the 8th. Maybe we'll do a live. I'll let you know. It's going to be a Sunday because that's the day that works for us. But I hope you're all doing great. See you next week. Thank you for joining me. And at the end of the day, it's just quilting. We want to laugh. We want to have a good time. Bye, everyone.